Hey everybody, welcome back to the Intuitive Alchemist. Um, Today I wanted to address some things that it feels like we're dealing with, or at least that are coming up for me right now in November. And I think that it might be valuable to kind of work through them together and, share what I've been experiencing and, talk about with you all what you might have been experiencing at this time. But before we do that, let's take a moment to get ourselves centered, close our eyes, and remember that we are connected to Source by breathing the light from the Creator of all, from our crown chakra, from Source. You can even imagine a point deep in the center of the universe, deep in space, where that light, that ever flowing light, is coming from. And breathe that light down from your crown chakra into your heart space. And then hold it there for a moment, feeling the warmth and love. And then breathing it out and letting that love flow out and surround you, and bask in it. Let's do it again. Breathe that love in from the center of the universe, the infinite light, the infinite source, the creator of all, God, Goddess, into your heart. And this time you can repeat, if you like, I am one with the creator of all. And breathe that energy outwards, feeling it come around you. And then once again, feeling that love from deep, deep within the universe, the center of everything. Breathe it into your heart space. Feel it. And repeat. I am filled with the love of Source, of the Creator, of God, Goddess. And as you speak those words, project them out around you in your auric field. Feel the balance that they give you. And then one more time, breathe that light in. Breathe it deep into your heart. And you can repeat, I am strong and balanced. And then breathe it out and let it come out into your auric field. Feel it balancing your auric field. Feel it all around you, cleansing any negative energy, any frustrations that you might have been dealing with, any of those kinds of things, just letting it all go. And with that, we'll get started. So, yeah, a couple of things that I've been noticing, and I mean, many have been noticing. Right now, November, we're dealing with, and it's November 14th today as I'm recording this, so about the middle of the month, we're dealing with this slow drip of disclosure. We're seeing the same kind of shenanigans when it comes to, I think I can say the word voting in elections, that we've seen before. But, you know, with that, some will go further in, but it is being used in such a way to where some will start to wake up. It may be used in such a way to where some will very drastically have to wake up, and to where someone else has to step in um, to address what's been going on. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I can say that I have personally seen a lot of military equipment being moved around by state. So I'm in Alabama. Um, I've seen quite a lot of military helicopters. I've seen quite a lot of trains loaded with military vehicles. But what I'm getting is that it is all positive. Like, it is all going to be for our best good. We are safe. it's nothing to be afraid of. In fact, quite the opposite. It will be to help protect us. That those forces are here to help keep us safe. But that being said, as things are going to start coming out, we're going to see more and more of this mixture of those who are not awake to what's been going on. Some of them going, further into their control narratives because they're so used to that programming that they can't break themselves out of it. But there will also be some that start to wake up in various ways, in various stages. And I just want to caution you, and this is as much for me, really, as it is for anyone else, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to record this video, is because these are things that I've been working through, and I feel like if I'm honest about it, then I can, as I'm sharing that process, maybe I can help others too. Maybe I can help you. So I don't know. I hope this is helpful. But it's really important for us to be careful with what we give away, even as others are starting to wake up. It's probably going to be really tempting at first to want to reconnect with old, comfortable, relationships and people and energies. There may be some of us who have been isolated for so long that we want to go all in, but it's important to be cautious because we can also be undoing a great deal of personal growth by doing so, if we're giving too much of ourselves away as a result. One thing that I'm really noticing a lot is there's a growing tendency with those from my past who are starting to come forward, and they're playing nice. I think that on a certain level they realize where they may have been mistaken. There's also this narrative that has been put out by certain mainstream outlets, such as The Atlantic, calling for pandemic amnesty and whatever that means. I mean, we, calling for forgiveness. However, it's almost like this, demanding forgiveness without wanting to acknowledge or work through the part that they've played in all this, without wanting to acknowledge their behavior and how it's caused harm to to both them and to us. Now, I'm partially referring to the thing in the arm. I'm referring to just in general the behavior of isolationism and socially throwing away somebody who didn't fit with the narrative. So and we're also coming to a time where we may be interacting with family and friends more because it's getting closer to the time of year where people gather for holidays and things like that, regardless of what you celebrate or don't celebrate. There's also often like more time off for people, or people are just together in these situations more with family and friends who may or may not be awake or understand a lot of what's going on. We're being put back into this place with a lot of these individuals. To me, what's important is to, if they're really wanting to reach out, and if you're feeling like it's the right thing to do, have the conversation, when you're ready to. relay the effect that their actions had on you, however, without making yourself into the victim where possible. Try to keep a neutral approach, a balanced approach to the situation. That is what I am trying to do. And if you can, I feel like it's an important opportunity for us to transmute it into a way to reconnect that might be genuine and maybe even contribute to the awakening of the one that is coming to you, the person that's coming to you. But be careful. A lot of us who are more awake are more empathically aware. There's a lot of promotion of empathy and being an empath and all of that in the spirituality movement. And it's great. Like, it is really, really important. And it's one of the biggest problems, that our empathy has been so deadened by the ways in which we have been programmed. However, we also need to be mindful of protecting ourselves when necessary. And that means utilizing the right boundaries, the right tools, and again, keep from giving away too much of ourselves when we shouldn't. In my opinion, the best way to do this for us is to deeply get in touch with our own energy, and our own, spirit, body, and energy field. And you've probably already been doing this. But this is just a reminder, again, as much for me as it is for anyone else. The more that we are in touch with our own energy, the more we're able to recognize, those coming from outside of us who are, trying to interfere and may not be coming from an authentic or a genuine place, or place of love. And of course, some of the ways that you can do this to get in touch with your own energy are, like I've talked about before, but you guys, meditation, mindfulness, just doing that inward journey. But just as a reminder, like a chakra balancing and cleansing meditation can help us recognize where we have an imbalance in our own energy field. And, if we have a fear imbalance, or we're afraid, or like we're afraid that we're not going to be able to survive or have what we need if we don't allow XYZ person into our life. That can be really important for us to work through imbalance and find that stability, because if we don't, we could be putting ourselves right back into a place where we can be taken advantage of. Guilt is another one too. I mean, you may find that people might try to use some means to make you feel guilty. They may be projecting things onto you because of what they have heard or what they have been told, or have been mistaught themselves. And yeah, recognize where you're responsible, but also at the same time, do not let them get their hooks into you and make you feel guilty to get you to do what they want. Yeah, on top of that, Merkaba meditation can help us become more aware of the energy field that's around us, like our own personal auric Merkaba, or our own personal Merkaba, or our own personal energy field, and how to manage those incoming energies. So that's one that I like to use. But what are some of the ways that you become more in touch with your own spirit and your own energy? Please feel free to share below, and maybe we can even talk about it and have more of a conversation. I would love to see, any suggestions that you guys have or things that you like to do. That's something I really value and appreciate. So thank you in advance if you do feel up to sharing those things. And yeah, just to kind of continue on there, like, be mindful when it comes to control narratives. They'll often play on your emotions, especially when coming from those who we are close to or who are still very much in the matrix. But, don't be afraid to recognize genuine emotions and see the genuine opportunity where it lies. Again, there's a balance. There's a balance there that we need to find. And I mean, genuine forgiveness is important. It is important to forgive and free that part of us, to free our heart chakra when we've been wronged. However, it may be important while forgiving to not forget until you see a behavior has actually changed. Balance forgiveness with your internal intuitive guidance, right? Get a sense, like, when this person's coming to you, are you seeing a genuine, change on their part? I mean, there may be a genuine wanting to reconnect, but are they genuinely wanting to, in seeking forgiveness, are they genuinely wanting to evolve? Have they evolved? Have they grown? Do you think that they've actually learned from their experience? It's important to give them the opportunity if they have, but it's also very important not to forget too quickly. As those of us who are empathic, and awakened souls really want to do, we want to give others the benefit of the doubt. We want to show unconditional love. And those things are so important, but we also have to be cautious with ourselves because we have to be unconditionally loving to ourselves as well. Again, there's a balance. So keep that in mind when those people come forward. So yeah, I hope those suggestions help. I'm just wondering if you all have been having experiences like these lately. Have you been experiencing people from your past coming up with these things? Or have you been just having to work really hard when it comes to these control narratives and what we're dealing with? Feel free to share in the comments below. And I just want to read a passage from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. This is a book compiled by Billy Carson. Oh, there you go. And it has his commentary in it and a lot of other great stuff. But it also it does have just the tablets themselves. And I wanted to read a section here on the importance of balance and what happened a long, long time ago where there was none in Atlantis. So this is from Tablet 5. And let's see. It goes like this. To earth's hidden chambers, pierced I by my wisdom, deep through the earth's crust into the pathway, hidden for ages from the children of men. Unveiled before me, evermore wisdom until I reached a new knowledge, found that all is part of an all, great and yet greater than all that we know. Searched I infinity's heart through the ages, deep and yet deeper, more mysteries I found. Now, as I look back through the ages, know I that wisdom is boundless. Ever grown greater throughout the ages, one with infinities greater than all. Light there was in ancient Atlantis, yet darkness too was hidden in all. Fell from the light into the darkness some who had risen to heights among men. Proud they became because of their knowledge. Proud were they of their place among men. Deep delved they into the forbidden, opened the gateway that led to below. Sought they to gain ever more knowledge, but seeking to bring it up from below. He who descends below must have balance, else he is bound by lack of our light. And I'll leave it there. Remember to maintain the balance. I'm going to take one more deep breath in. Feel the light of the source coming deep into your heart. And repeating, I am so grateful for the everlasting love that comes from you, Source, Creator of all, filling me, healing me, and strengthening me, and emboldening me. I am sending it to all of those out there watching, all of those who need it. Give them the strength, give them the love, give them the intuitive discernment and the balance. Continue to bless and keep us all safe, and give us guidance through these times. And so it is. Thanks, everybody.